Hey guys, it's Mike here, back with more Kerbal Space Program. Now, in the last video, we continued to build the space station. So we managed to add this cupola module. Hopefully you guys can see it. Yeah, it's a little better right here. So we added this cupola module, and Melvin was piloting it, and she managed to get it onto there. But they still need an escape pod, so we're going to add it. Alright, I think this is a galaxy, like the core of the galaxy. So we're going to add an escape pod here. Now, I was like wondering what I could like do about the escape pod, like how I could like, cause it needs like a Kerbal to pilot it. So I was thinking of just like having the crew pod there, and then like I send another mission. So like, and it could be like good practice. It could be like good practice for resupply missions. However, I figured that I do something else. So let me just get to the space station. All right. Hold on. Oh, okay, that is the right one. All right, now we can just rename this. I'll change the descriptions later. Okay. So, let me just build the rocket. Okay, so I built the rocket, and I did it pretty quickly since I am getting better at building things, and like, they're pretty much the same rockets all throughout. So, this is the main crew module. This is like what they're going to use to escape in case something goes wrong. So, and there's going to be there's another crew pod right here. So basically, like, one Kerbal can go in there, dock to it, and then they can get out and then go back here, where another Kerbal will be. Or actually, like, I don't know. I guess we could have, like, another Kerbal just for the heck of it. So, they'll be in there, and then they'll just be waiting for the other Kerbal. They'll get inside, and then they'll go home together. Alright, so yeah, maybe I'll send over two just so that way Jebediah has some company, because I will be sending Jebediah on this. Alright, and I do want to do like the EVAs and stuff since EVAs are kind of cool in this game. So Val will be waiting here while Jebediah will be docking this to the station. Then he'll get back in here, and then they'll go home together. Because they do that since they're meant to be a team, you know? What's this? I'm not gonna mess with that. I guess that's to reset your staging, but I don't think we need to reset it, so let's just launch this puppy. Oh yeah, and I am getting better at like editing software and stuff. So episode 10, I used Clipchamp to make it, #not-sponsored. I used Clipchamp, which was pretty easy to use. Alright then, Z, 3, 2, 1, let's go. Alright, it seems to be working just fine. So yeah, instead of like pausing my recordings and stuff, instead I might try to use Clipchamp more. Plus it'll give me like the cool fade in, like fade out effects. Now I can't tell if you guys like love those fade in and fade out effects. Like, I imagine you do because they do look cool. You guys can comment if you actually do like those or if you don't really care. Because they're just cool, but they don't really add much to a video in terms of like content. Or like how entertaining it is and stuff like that. But you know, like, if I can do it, I can. But I do only have so much storage in my drive. I'll do what I can, okay? Alright, there goes the boosters. I'm gonna just sit here. Hey look! We got a fireworks show. kind of reminds me of episode 1 of this. Yeah, this is episode... Wait, no, this is not episode 10. Episode 10 is still being uploaded to my Google Docs. Not Google Docs, my Google Drive. This is currently episode 11. So yeah, I was thinking maybe I could, like, try to do something special on, like, every 10th episode of, like, a series, but I figured, nah, maybe no. Just have fun with it. Since I don't really have anything in mind, like, we could maybe, like, try a Apollo-style mission to the Mun. Yeah, maybe we could. Or maybe we could build a space station around it, because why not? Because I love building space stations. And I definitely, like, I predict that, like, space stations are really popular on Kerbal Space Program because, like, I'm just gonna mention, like, Matt Lown real quick. Yeah, because he's a great YouTuber. I'm not being sponsored, and he probably doesn't even know about my channel yet. But yeah, like, his most popular video is of him building a space station. Yeah, well, a pretty cool space station. And of course, like, Matt Lau makes, like, many other space stations and, like, bases. It's way more than meets the eye, really. Now, since this payload is, like, so heavy, it's only... I wasn't really sure if it'd be able to lift it. Now, it has been able to lift it, like, above the atmosphere, but if it'll actually be able to get to its destination, that's what I'm not so sure of. If this doesn't work, I'm gonna try something else. You know what, maybe better to do this. That doesn't seem to be working. Alright then, back to the drawing board. Alright, so I'm just going to basically get rid of this. Alright, so Jebediah and Valentina are still on here. So I'm just going to have Jebediah come up, and then Valentina's going to use, like, the same rocket to, like, pick him up, and then they'll go back home together. So yep, time to build another rocket. And you guys just saw a sped up version of me building this, because I decided to mess around and clip chat more, like, decide to mess around with, like, how speed works. What's this? Radial attach point. What? Clamotron. That's weird. Okay then. So yep, I'm gonna try to edit my videos more so they're a little more high quality, I guess. Alright then. Let's get Jebediah in there. Alright, Jebediah, you're up for this mission. Alright, now let's launch this sucker. Like, after using Clipchip and, like, realizing how easy it is to, like, edit videos, especially on my computer, I'm now, like, really less afraid to do it. Alright, then let's see what Jebediah sees. Hold on, let's get the lights on. So yeah, he's not seeing much right now. Alright, now I'm going to time warp until it's day, just so it's a little easier for me to launch. Alright then. Alright, Zed, 3, 2, 1, let's go. it's summer break, so what the heck ever. So yeah, I didn't get any sleep, and I feel like, okay, like, sure I could sleep, but if I had to do something, I wouldn't feel too bad. See, I really like pulling all-nighters. I'm more of a night owl. I don't really like sleeping, especially when I could be doing stuff like playing Kerbal Space Program. Alright, I'm just gonna check something. Alright, just checking that my software is A-okay. Yeah, right now it is the 11th of June. Hey, what do you know? Like, 11th episode, record on the 11th of June. Cool. And it is 2025, obviously. Now, as of the time that I'm recording this, episode 10 has not come out yet. It is still being uploaded to my Google Drive, and that is too high. But that's not necessarily a bad thing. Oh. See, yeah, it's still being uploaded to my Google Drive, and once it is uploaded, that's when I'm going to post it to YouTube. And then maybe if I'm tired by then, I'm just going to like do like my things like my Duolingo and stuff like that. Again, not sponsored. And like my daily exercises. And then once I do that, then I'm going to go to sleep. I'm just gonna check again. But yeah, I'm less afraid of making mistakes now that I have a way to actually fix them. So yeah, but Jebediah is feeling a little lonely right now. Has Jebediah actually been on one of our missions? I can't remember. If not, then this is his first one. Not really like a big milestone, but I hope he likes it. Since Jebediah is kind of like the face of Kerbal Space Program. Now, what do you guys think of like Spaceflight Simulator 2 coming out? Because like, I honestly just think like, why is Steph making that? Because like, why can't he just like add the other planets? Because what's taking him so long? I think I mentioned that like, yeah, I did mention that in a Space Agency 2138 video. Like, what's taking Steph so long? Like, why is he adding engines that we don't really care about? What we want is new planets. Oh, that's just one of my alarms, if you guys heard that. See, I have my phone next to me. Oh yeah, I recently saw like a little like sneak peek of what Spaceflight Simulator 2 will look like. And the astronaut that was on the mission, or like just in the rocket, was named Carl, and people were talking about how like Carl is gonna become the Jebediah of Spaceflight Simulator 2, just like how Jebediah is the face of Kerbal Space Program. Now, will I play Spaceflight Simulator 2 when it comes out? Maybe? Like, I think Steph has kind of built up a reputation for, like not keeping up with promises. Like, I think he's kind of built that reputation at this point. See, I'm a little skeptical of Spaceflight Simulator 2, because it could just become a Kerbal Space Program 2, because I've never played Kerbal Space Program 2, but I heard about the disaster it was. Yeah, you can look up, like, Matt Loud's video on, like, why you shouldn't get Kerbal Space Program 2. Yeah, I'm like, instead of getting Kerbal Space Program 2, I'm probably just gonna, like, take this game and mod it. I'm not really sure how hard that is, because I'm not really into game modding. Like, one of my biggest concerns, like, when modding games is that, like, it'll, like, screw it up somehow, like, I won't be able to, like, go back, or, like, maybe something will get corrupted or something. Or, like, it'll just conflict with my normal, like, regular vanilla saves. Okay. I guess I might as well use the last of the fuel to just adjust this a little bit. Might as well. Now, gotta do it again. At least the batteries are getting charged. And that'll probably be our next destination, the Mun. Since you guys saw in, like, it was episode 6, that I sent, like, a small probe there to just collect science so we would have the tech to rescue Bob. You know what? There's no real point of having this anymore. Alright, I'm just gonna destroy this in the tracking center. Or the tracking station, I should say. Alright, now let's get back to the craft. Alright, Jebediah, how you doing, buddy? Wanna try an EVA report? Yeah, you don't really have anything to report about. And maybe getting out while the rocket was spinning was probably not the best idea. Okay, we are getting closer, so that is good. There we go. Alright, now that the craft is much more lightweight, it'll be much easier to turn. Alright, we have a full tank of fuel. Alright. Alright. So I'll just jump cut to when we've actually gotten there. Oh, I was more just being like a little trigger happy with the time warp. But we actually did it. Hold on. Okay. So now let's go. Is that Minmus right there? Yeah, that's Minmus. And that's the mud. Alright, there's the space station. I think another benefit of like sending another craft to pick up Jeb would be like having everything fueled up. Oh, we're getting pretty close. Alright, now we're at the station. It is a pretty cool looking space station if you ask me. Alright, there we go. That is not good. That was not part of the plan. Alright, let's try this again. Yeah, hopefully you guys get good laughs out of me, like, screwing up during these missions. Alright, control from here. Set as the target. Now let's get this thing docked. How long have I been recording for? 23 minutes. RCS. Alright, so S is up. You know, like, I guess, whatever. Alright, so S is up, W is down. Guess it doesn't make sense since, like, normally you would press S to go up if you were flying a plane in like, simulator game. Alright, let's just get this thing docked. Yeah, then I'll get Val to dock to here and then pick up Jeb. I'm not really concerned about which way this faces. Sure, it'd be nice if it was facing this way, but since this is more of a crew module, since this is a crew module and is more meant to be detached, I'm not like too concerned or picky about it. Yeah, not much to see. Oh. Okay. I guess this up being S and W being down is a little disorientating. Maybe I could change that in like settings a bit. Alright, but we got the crew module docked. Is there any change to our orbit? Maybe I will change that a bit. Just to be a little consistent. It moves surprisingly fast. Alright, so I am pointing prograde. Oh. That's docking mode, but that's not what I need. Alright, so almost like, yeah, that's pretty circular. So yeah, technically the space station is complete, but we still need to get Jeb off of there because that's not one of his tasks. Here, let's orientate the space station to be in a different, like, angle? Yeah, angle. Alright then, let's get some shots of this. See up? I think that was a pretty good shot. Hold on, yeah. Okay guys, so yeah. Like, this was a lot of fun to make, and I'm having a lot of fun playing this game, and I hope you guys are having a lot of fun watching me too. You know, let's get another angle. Alright, let me just change this. Alright, here's another angle, in case you guys want to capture that. So you have definitely a lot of great angles that we can play with. I got an idea. Let's turn the space station this way, so we can not only get more angles, but we can also have a look at the cupola. Oh, look at that sight. What a beautiful sight, huh? You have spares. Stop using bits of metal as I can't really read that. Here, left the emergency slide in the bottom unite. I can't read that. P.S. I ate all the snacks. See, it's the funny things like this that they... Oh look, and there's a picture. There's snacks. Oh, fuses. See, yep, look at that sight. Isn't that just beautiful? And we get another view. Isn't this just beautiful? Alright, so C is to just get back to the main view. Alright, so this is cooling a bit. Not sure how much of a threat, like, the heating of the sun is. But yeah, so far I think this is a pretty good space station. Like, I hope you guys think so too. So in the next episode, we're just going to send Valentina to collect Jeb, and then they're gonna go home. And then we can plan our next mission. Again, this is not a line, but because it's a crew vessel, it doesn't really matter, since it's not meant to be like permanent or anything. So yeah guys, I've had a lot of fun. I'll see you guys in the next video. Bye!